Hi, welcome back. This is Simone from Biim.Games, and we continue with our tutorial for the creation of a game with the cards and a battle grid. Today we are going to do a very short video, so it's easier for you to understand all the steps one by one. It's not very long, the video, but what I'm going to teach you is very basic for the next time. So for next one, we can make more complicated stuff. Okay, first of all, I already saved a little bit of time, so I created a tile map that I call grid, and I created a tile that is 96 by 96, and I make just this spin border here. And this way we are going to have a grid for our bottom map, and I give the same position and the same size of the tile map, so it just fit perfectly on top. So of course you can have it or not, but for me I think more interesting to have, because some players might have some problem to understand where the tile is exactly. So in this way it's more nice to see. You can just test the game and see how it looks like. And 1 second, it's loading the page. Yeah, it's okay. So now is the situation with the grid. It looks a little bit better, easy at least for understand. But we're going to give an option for people that might choose to don't see the grid. So we just go on our layout and insert new object, keyboard, and then we on board. We go to add the new event and say keyboard on key press. We can just decide that maybe G as a grid, but you can decide whatever you like. You can have a button, you don't need to have a keyboard. Now it's just for the sake of showing you what I'm going to do. And then we're going to say that when G is pressed, our grid set BZ, so set opacity to 100. 100, I remember, is visible, 0 is invisible, and anything in between is like a transparency. And then we do our usual formula that we do for switch with only one line. So 100 minus grid opacity. So if grid opacity is 0, it becomes 100. If it's already 100, it becomes 0. So it just switch on and off. So I'm not going to show you from here. Preview. And with G, I can hide and show the grid. So easier to see. Okay, let's continue. We go on here, close this one, and we close all the things we don't need. Actually, no, we need this one open because it's inside our filter, the condition on drag and drop. And when we have here this line to check basically if the card is dropped and is at the same time hovering, if it's on top of the tile map, then we check if the slot of the card to understand which card it is. We add another condition, and we're going to say make a check on the array map. So we want to check the position of the array map to see if this is free. And first of all, we need to get the coordinate of the map. If you remember, we did already the last time. We discarded this value because we said we don't need it, and then we're going to grab it. Actually, maybe I can show you which information I'm talking about. So this one. When we basically move the card, if you can see, these are the data we didn't use last time, but we use this one to recognize where to drop the card. But this time what we're going to do is just using this information here. So basically, like here is 2, 0, 1, 2, and the y is 0. And this will be used to recognize the position on the array map, not only on the grid. So therefore we use this data here that we discarded from here. That is tile map dot position to tile x and open brackets cards dot x. And then we just copy this and we paste it here where I just left it temporary before. And we do the same for the y, just replacing the x, we remove it and we use the y. And the value to know if the slot is actually empty. If you remember in the previous video we set the array -1 because we have one card, one robot that is actually has a value 0, otherwise we will confuse it, and just we set it to -1. So now after I've had this filter here, we're going to add a new action and we're going to say array map set at x and y, the same values basically that we just gave there. We copy and paste again from here. So at these coordinates we give the value of card dot robot underline n, so robot number. Okay, and then we put on the here. It doesn't matter the order in this case, but it's always better to do action before calling function like to pass the turn, because you never know if you're going to do something wrong, so better to follow logical order. So after dropping the card, we assign the value in the array map, and then we can pass the turn. So this is the first step. Now next step is after this we need to basically define what to do if it's not empty. Basically we can leave the card there, so we need to have an else. So add else, and in this else here we're going to say we can copy these conditions here. So basically if there is already one card there, we're going to put back the card in its slot, and the size of the card is make again big, because normally we become small when it's on the tile map. Another thing to do is to move the selector outside of the screen, so we can just make all in one, and then now we can have a try, we can save, we can give it a go. Okay, let's see. Take a card, leave the card. As you can see, it goes as usual in the middle now, because we fixed the condition that in the previous part was just 0, 0. I didn't put the values, if you notice. Now I can drop the card here because there is already one card, and this goes back here. So since I didn't put the card on the grid, it's still the turn of player number 1, and I can keep getting cards and drop it and pass it through. So this game goes as usual. There is still something to do. It's not going to finish here, but today I want to just make a short video to don't give you too much information as I'm trying to do lately, so it will be easier for you to follow up. And that's it for now. If as usual you found it very useful, please share this video with your friends. And then of course you're welcome to like, subscribe, and so on. And also another thing, if you are one of my supporters on Patreon, or if you want to become one, you can participate in the discussion I'm going to have in these days to give names of the robots. You can give actually values of the robots. We want to create this game together, like the functions and so on, so you can participate more actively, and we can decide from now on how we're going to create the next videos, how all these cards are going to interact. So thank you again for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.